Hello there and welcome back to FDW. A bit of a different start to the show than usual.
I was going to say I'll skip the formalities because we know what's up. Bronson
Yeah.
Reed and Braun Strowman have got hands on each other backstage here tonight.
I mean,
we haven't even started the show.
Yeah, we're starting how we finished. These two going to town on each other last week, and clearly they are not done with each other ahead of their match at the pay-per-view.
Braun Strowman was unhappy with the result. Feel like he was robbed last week by Tegan. No, it wasn't Tegan that broke up. I feel like he was robbed. He was beating up Bronson Reed a lot of that match last week.
Yeah. It was huge as they ironically fight just in front of a disabled parking bay. One of these men will likely need a wheelchair after next episode.
Yes, yeah. Do you want to give them the news of Elimination Chamber?
Yes, absolutely. It was due to be a steel cage match between these two at Elimination Chamber after Bronson Reed's antics a couple of episodes ago, but as he hits him with a chair, steel cage is not enough to contain these two Goliaths.
Yep.
So it will be Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed for the FDW Championship inside Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell at Elimination Chamber. I don't know where they're going to hang all these chambers, but they're going to have to find a way.
Big stadium show.
Meanwhile, these two are killing each other.
Yep, just an absolute brawl. No Knox or Sky this week.
No. I would say we should probably get some security back there to break them up, but I don't know who's insane enough to try and step in between these two.
I mean, Chad maybe.
Yeah. It's like a fire, you just got to let it burn itself out.
Yeah.
I just hope one of these guys is, both of these men are still alive at the end of it.
As the meat slapping continues, huge power slam from Strowman straight onto the concrete.
Strowman kicked off this brawl, was waiting for Reed after getting pinned last week, and now seems to be taking it to Reed.
Just unhappy with the result, but the more these two fight, the more they get to know each other. Brawling, scrapping, wrestling as onslaught. That is huge as once again Reed
standing tall.
The pendulum swings.
Yep. He's unleashing Bide after the weeks of Strowman attacking.
Well, what more can be said about those two ahead of the pay-per-view as we shift gears now into women's antics?
Absolutely. The second of our number one contender spots in the Elimination Chamber.
Yep, two hopefuls looking to take their first step on the road to Mania.
Who will be joining Raquel Rodriguez to represent FDW and, more importantly, have a shot at that WrestleMania moment.
Yeah. Just in case you missed last episode, the Women's Elimination Chamber will have 6 women in it. 2 from FDW, 2 from Raw, 2 from Smackdown. Who's from the red and blue brand yet? We don't know. It'll be a surprise when we get there.
Sorry, I was listening, but then I got distracted by the chicken.
We'll move along from Mommy's chicken. NXT will not be having a presence in that match, considering that their champion did win the Royal Rumble, so she sort of excluded the entire brand in a dick move.
Yeah, excluded everyone, essentially.
Yeah. Bet Piper Niven's really happy about that, fucking Judas.
Yes. Meanwhile, Nikita Lyons.
Yeah. And she's certainly got a point to prove here.
Yes. Yeah, she's not captured the same glory that she did last season on SmackDown. She became, it wasn't on SmackDown, it was on Raw last season. She became the women's champion. But she's been in the conversation a number of times this season.
The fact that she's ended one season as champion as we head into the finale of this season, could she be looking to repeat the story.
Wow, you never know.
This is going to be a hard-hitting affair.
Yes, yeah. Rhea Ripley, she had a bit of stumble coming into FDW. Got the win, but perhaps wasn't as emphatic as she would hope.
Well, you know, there's no easy wins here in FDW. Unless your name's Raquel Rodriguez and you just steamroll Indy Hartwell last week.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that was a bit of a one and done sort of affair.
Yep, one-sided affair as Ripley throwing caution to the wind.
Soaring over those top ropes and landing on lions.
Showing that chickens can fly.
That they can. As, ooh.
You're right there, Jose. You're just having a moment.
Yeah.
Do you think Bronson Reed looks at Rhea Ripley's chicken and thinks, "Meat, I must have that arm"?
Yeah. No, it's chicken. He views chicken as a vegetable, much like yourself.
Oh yeah. Hashtag chicken aren't people.
I never said you were a cannibal.
Big strike there from Lions.
No one knows what we're talking about, but we know.
Well, you can fill him in. Like, I had a KFC for tea. And I'm a vegetarian.
Chris is a vegetarian.
Part-time. Stomp there from Lions. As she very much holds down the striking game up in this division. No one's quite on her level.
No, absolutely not. And it's a shame that we haven't seen her amount to more this season with those strong strikes. She's definitely worthy of those of the title. She's just got a hell of a competition to go through.
It's been a hotly contested division all season, really. Oh, as Ripley thought about the headbutt, but Lions with it scouted.
Yeah, that would have been
pretty early in the morning to catch Lions off guard.
Rhea smartly rolling to the outside, but Nikita following her.
Flying Lion.
Flying. And now stomping on the leg.
Strikes here. Wouldn't surprise me if Lions manages to draw blood as she locks on what appears to be the walls of Jericho. Come on, baby!
Oh, and thrown into the steps.
Once again, the brawls spilling to the outside. We've already seen one brawl here this evening on the Go Home show.
Might we see another?
Still a hell of a brawl yet to come in our main event this evening. Seth Rollins will be defending his TV championship against the white boy himself, Otis.
White boys.
Lions now looking for the pin. Ripley having none of it. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You thought wrong, fool.
Lions undeterred, keeping the attack on.
Right to the corner, just manhandling Marmy across the ring.
Once again, though, Rhea Ripley not mustering as much offense as I would have thought.
No, a real back and forth affair.
Yeah. There's Nikita Lyons, strong strikes to the back. Nikita's hungry for this. She wants this opportunity.
Yeah. It's Mania season. Anything could happen.
Yeah, and she is laser focused on Ripley. It's those big clotheslines.
We thought about the big boot, but Lions with it scouted. Surely this is an opportunity. Get away from the ropes. Smart ring presence there.
She's learned over the season.
Is she going to hit it? It's the yes, please. It's definitely got a proper name, but... Oh!
Near full. Jimmy with a 2 count. Rhea just getting the shoulder up.
As Rhea Ripley says no thanks to the yes please, rolls through and continues.
I was just thinking that. Get out of my head!
The power of Ripley now.
Oh.
Almost an homage to Bronson's Ham slam.
Yep.
Could this
As
be the
now
yes
Rhea-
please from Ripley? No, maybe not.
Or you don't like headbutts?
Maybe that's the no thanks. You think it's gonna be a nice time if she crawls up to you, and then she nuts you. Flying Ripley now.
Oh,
Huge.
picture perfect.
Absolutely huge dive to the outside there.
Rhea just stomping on Nikita Lyons' head.
Degenerate kicks there, just putting her in her place.
I mean, maybe this is part of Rhea's strategy. Is let Nikita Lyons go all out and then kick out of everything she has. Just got to be demoralising.
Well, both these women are aware that they'll be joining Gonzalez inside the cage, so there is power already in there, but what will be meeting that power?
Gonzalez.
Oh, Rodriguez.
She was part of the giant women, but she's not the giant Gonzalez.
Her name used to be Gonzalez. Like they flip-flopped it. Like she was Raquel Gonzalez, then Rodriguez, then Gonzalez, then she's back to Rodriguez. It's like,
Make up your mind.
Yeah.
Oops.
And Rhea Ripley thinks about the Riptide. That is huge.
For the cover,
Jimmy made sure those shoulders were down. He was having none of it.
Yep, and they were, and that is a 3 count. Rhea Ripley against a very game Nikita Lyons, as you said. She's going to Elimination Chamber with Raquel. What a pair.
And the women are great too.
Yeah.
Boob jokes.
I don't care who you're putting forward, SmackDown and Raw. You're going to have a hell of a time getting past these two.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that Elimination Chamber match. Speaking of which, Elimination Chamber match is a bit of unfinished business with the Cruiserweight Elimination Chamber match. So, Jose?
Yeah. The participants have been announced. So, obviously, Rey Mysterio is one of them. After his impressive win last week, Butch will be taking another spot.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the rest?
Yeah, absolutely. Ricochet will be joining them inside the cage as well, kind of invoking his rematch clause, really. To join them inside. But... Yep. To join them inside the cage. Tozawa as well, Akira Tozawa, after kind of making his presence felt in the match last week, putting his mitts on the belt, looking to get in there. The one and only Mez, because you can't have a cruiserweight match without Mez. He's just been there from day
I imagine
one.
some spectacular stuff is going to happen.
Yeah, and perhaps the wild card leading into the match, Axiom, who we've seen a mean streak from recently, just assaulting Rey Mysterio.
Came out with the attack a couple of weeks ago. He's been granted the opportunity. Yeah,
so he's going to be in the match, whether or not he uses his referee credentials as the undercover Jimmy.
Yeah, undercover Jimmy.
Bit of an exhibition now. Bray Wyatt and Karrion Kross. Wyatt's sort of fallen from grace a little bit recently.
Yep, he threw everything and Uncle Howdy and Seth Rollins, but
and at the Royal Rumble, but he came up short, and once again comes up short against the monochromatic beast of Karrion Kross.
Yeah, maybe Bray Wyatt needs to bring back the Fiend.
Well, who knows? Who knows? But what we do know is the main event this evening is going to be...
It's going to be wide.
It's going to be wide. It's going to be wild.
It's going to be wide. Oh, Otis, do.
But coming out on his own this week, refusing managerial assistance from Chad Gable.
It's the one and only Otis.
The big boy himself, strutting down to the ring.
White boys, always eating. White boys.
Will the strap be long enough to go around the waist of Otis is the question, if he wins it.
I mean, the strap goes round Bronson Reed and they're about as wide as one another.
True. But this is a different title belt. We had to get the FDW Championship custom made.
Yeah, extended.
Yeah. We actually had to add notches to it for how many fucking people he's beaten.
Yes. But here's another man who's beaten a lot of people. Seth
Yeah, I
Rollins.
was just about to say there's a lot of notches on this man's title reign as well.
And the title of very Ricochet, who held it for almost half the season.
Yeah, very much so. And Seth really bringing a lot of prestige to this title.
Yep, he's been taking on all comers, which I like. I like when a champion doesn't hide.
Yep. A lot of our champions are like that here on FDW, willing to take on the fight.
That's how you have to be on FDW. It's in our blood. We bleed purple.
We bleed purple.
Cut me, I bleed purple. I ain't got time to bleed.
As Seth looks at his well-coordinated championship, passes
Yep.
it over to the main man, Jimmy.
Jimmy!
That's what it's all about, Otis.
Otis has earned his shot here. He did beat Seth to get this match. Can he do it again?
Beating Seth in non-title action is a very different
True.
kettle of fish to beating him in title action. We know what championship defenses do to that man.
Yeah, and we have to note as well that Otis did have Chad in his corner last time.
Yeah, but immediately Otis just having none of it, just pushing him away into the gorilla press.
Otis starting strong.
What about a
missed the
headbutt?
There's a dent in the mat now. And once again, Otis just pushing off Seth's advance.
Don't quite know
doing
what this is, like an Ota Rooney.
The dizzy slam.
He will turn into a beautiful butterfly.
Otis has started strong here, but you can never count out Seth Rollins.
Yeah, once again, two clashing styles here, I feel. It's quite systematic what Otis is doing. He's not throwing everything at the wall straight away, pacing himself. He knows what he's got to contend with Seth.
Very smart move by Otis. Seth is, well, he just has the best stamina in the game.
Yeah.
We saw him in his matches against Sheamus. We saw him in his matches against countless other people. It takes a lot to put this man down.
Yeah. Interestingly, he still has yet to declare who he will be facing at WrestleMania.
I think he's waiting to see what happens at Elimination Chamber and see who he's picking the scraps up off.
Now that's something I've not seen in quite a while. Seth Rollins just bouncing straight off of Otis. Not even seeing that from Reed in terms of levels of wideness.
Otis is a rubber band ball with legs.
Big meaty man slapping meat. Quick kicks there.
Pushing Seth away from the tie-up over the sling blade. Seth resorting to kicks.
Old Faithful.
Yeah.
It's a 1 count.
Surprised he hit it.
Just lets him know he's there as he gets fired up. Unleash phase 2.
Yeah. Got a DEFCON 2.
Seth with his own modified version of Bide, it would appear.
Fury
crowd.
cutter. Each hit gets stronger.
Yeah. As the crowd chant to Rollins. Otis with the power.
Otis, once again, shrugging off Seth Rollins' attacks.
Flying Otis just squashing Seth there as he's getting fired up and he calls for it. It's the Caterpillar across the ring, dropping the elbow on Rollins. This could be
it.
This could be huge.
And that's the fight in Rollins that you need to account for.
Yep.
Otis, he needs to keep his cool and not get stressed. He's probably gonna have Seth kick out a few more times.
Yep, it's just keeping those 2 counts. Every time he's kicking out, he's probably costing him more against Otis than it has against previous opponents, purely because of the sheer mass of Otis.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight to push off you.
Heads to the top rope now, was thinking about a frog splash, brings down the flying forearm.
Beautifully done. execution of this man is amazing.
Going into his bag of tricks, almost a modified DDT there.
And going to the top.
To get to the top. Big frog splash from Rollins.
Into the cover, could this be it?
He really has to do the big flying attacks, and once again.
A game performance by Otis, but sadly not enough.
Not on this occasion.
Here is your winner.
Still, the prestigious Rollins.
Yeah, Otis should take a lot away from that match. I mean, he definitely gave it his all.
Yeah.
And he did it by himself as well.
Which has to be commended.
Yeah, absolutely. Who can stop this man?
Well, he has a guaranteed shot at WrestleMania. He's holding down the TV championship like a madman.
We could see a double champion.
We very well could. Well, once again, a solid week heading into the pay-per-view.
Hell of a week. We've got our next women to go through to the Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
Um,
Seth goes from strength to strength.
Strowman and Reed are still fighting each other.
Well, it will be settled inside Hell in a Cell.
Ridiculous.
And lest we forget as well, Io Sky will be defending her championship against Tegan Knox in singles action. So don't sell those women short as well. I'm very much looking forward to Elimination Chamber, Jose.
Yeah, there's so much going on. I mean, if you haven't got your ticket, get one.
Well, I'm going to punch our ticket out of here, and that'll be our cue to wrap things up. We'll see you at the Elimination Chamber.
Catch them.